Okay, so today's tip is going to be on Streamyard presentations. They just added a feature where you can have presentations, meaning PowerPoint or Google Slides, and I think PDF as well. They just added that feature. So we're going to have a look at that and see how that works and what that's all about. So without further ado, let's get to it. Let me screen share. Should be sharing my screen, should be inside Streamyard. So what they have is they have share. And what they did, they have share screen, share a video from your computer, but they also have now is slides. And you hit the little caret next to it. There's an arrow there. When I click that, you can hit Google Slides or something from your computer. Now, I will say this, make sure you have the right account, whatever account you use with Streamyard on here, because that took me a little bit to make sure that I got to the proper account when I was pulling where my presentations were and stuff. So I just want to make note of that. Now, when I click it, I'll get to my presentations, no problem, but you do have to go through and then go in with the proper sign in and icon. You got to give permissions to allow Streamyard to access, edit, and create slides. So you have to allow all of that stuff. So if you're not willing to do that, then I would suggest a different way, maybe a PDF and something like that. But if you don't want to give access to your, especially if this is for work or something. But it's pretty cool. So if I go to slides, I click on it, it's going to give you this warning. You can get rid of this tip if you want. I always keep them in case I do these kind of videos. And then I'm going to add a Google slide. I'm going to use the testing slides because that's the one I usually do whenever I'm in here. And if I double click that, it opens right up and it puts it down here to the bottom left, which is nice. As soon as it's done getting all of the, it's got to get all the slides, all the pictures, all that kind of stuff. So there you go. So there you go. And then I can add this to the stream. So there's no way to add this to the stream till you're ready. I mean, there's no way to do it like add to the stream while staying here on my own two people. That's one thing that I don't like about screen share that they also don't allow you to do. So as soon as I put it in there, it's in there. So I have the slideshow there. One thing that's nice, I kind of like this one too. This one's kind of nice because it's full screen. You don't have to worry about any like your task bars or any of that kind of stuff. Anything showing from your computer is just straight up the slide, which is kind of nice. The other thing is it does have the slide where you choose it right here, but it also has it down here, which is really nice, very convenient underneath here. So then you see exactly what everybody's seeing, and it just goes from one to the next slide, etc. So it's kind of cool that you can go through your slides. If you need to choose one specifically, you can go back to slide 3. It's really convenient and very nice. I really like it. And if you need to come off of there, you can just come over to the people talking. It's just the people talking. You can always go back to it. You can get to the slide you want. If somebody's talking to me and then all of a sudden I want to go back to slide 4, I can be doing that in the background, then choose up here, or I can use the Shift 7, the shortcuts that they have now. And it brings me to that slide that you were looking at. So that's a way to work. I mean, it's really nice, very convenient, and very clean. I like the way they did it. They did a good job with it. It is definitely excellent and it works really well and it's pretty quick. I can remove it. As soon as I remove it, it's taken out of there. Now I have to add it back to the stream if I want to do that. And if I just want to take it off, I just remove from Studio. Very simple, very easy. If you got a slide presentation that you want to do, it goes right through it. You don't have to worry about going out and getting and finding and all that kind of stuff. You can already have them here. So if I remove from Studio, one thing I'm going to show you, if I go to share again and I go to slides, now it's up here. It's a recently used one. You can see right here, testing slides. So it'll have all of those that you have used recently and it'll go right to it. And then I can hit the trash can if I want to take that out of there. So if I don't want that to show next time, I can just hit that, delete, and boom. That's the tip for today. See, Ron, you have a question?
Yeah, so 2 things. Now you showed us Google Slides, but I'm assuming PowerPoint will work fine. That's probably if you choose local files on your computer. you probably would just bring the PowerPoint up, correct?
Correct. That's correct.
And if you
Or
have
PDF.
or PDF,
If you have
yeah,
like multiple PDF, either way, whatever.
doesn't matter. So you could use either the PPT, which is the PowerPoint slide presentation, or PDF. Okay. Now, if you have a video embedded in the slide, would the video play on the?
No.
No.
Even if you have little fancy arrows and you have things that come in, you have none of that works. None of that works.
Okay.
It's just strictly a slide that you can do, and that's it right now. They made that very clear when they rolled it out. They said, we're doing this, but it's just whatever you have on there is what's going to show.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. That's really good. I'm excited. I sent you a note about that this morning. I thought that's really awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is awesome. And they did a really good job with it too. It's because it's so simple. They really made it fairly simple too. Any other questions or comments? Anybody? Yes, Chris, I see your hand is raised.
Just clarification of what you just said. So that means no animations.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. So you know how you have an arrow come in or you have something like that comes up. Yeah, absolutely none of that. But you can always use a Google slide. I mean, a regular Google slide, doing it by uploading a file. You can still do, you just don't go through the slides or the presentation section. You can always screen share a Google slide or any slide. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can screen share anything you want and still have all of that if you want to do that.
But not using this feature.
Not using this feature from what they say right now.
Okay.
That's the way they put it. Who knows if it'll actually.
Well, I use a fair amount of animations in my slides, so so we won't use this technique until they get that.
All righty. And Mike said something. You can say something, Mike. You don't have to put it in text here. A lot of people don't see that.
But I'm multitasking right now.
Oh, I see. I got you. Okay. Question? Let me go look. Let me go look. I'll go look. Do they have access to all your slide files or just the ones that you are showing? They have access to your whole drive. When you give access to your drive, they have access to your drive. It's the same as anything else. Whenever you're using slides through another, whenever you give permissions, it gives permissions that way. It's a basic slideshow only at this point. Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yes, Ron, you have your hand raised again, or
so? Yeah, I'm curious now. Let's put our heads together. What would be the advantage of up into that way versus just sharing your screen and having the slides presented, as a shared screen and running the PowerPoint on your screen? What's the pros and cons of both ways? Why upload the presentation right into StreamYard?
Well, I would think personally, if I'm now on mobile, I could do a slideshow from my mobile phone. If I move over to my Chromebook, I already have it there because it's stored in StreamYard's.
Right.
I don't have to go look for it in another thing. It's already in my account. It's just a lot easier and easily accessible because it sticks up there. That's just my 2 cents. But other than that, I don't know that there's any advantage. I just think it's quick and easy, and that's what they try to do. They try to make things simple, and that's what they're going for.
If you have a co-host, that co-host could step through the slides.
True, wouldn't have to go to your hard drive at all. Absolutely, yeah.
That would be an advantage.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good point. Yeah, good point.
Yep.
And how about getting rid of that? If you want to revoke that privilege for StreamYard to have your Google
go into
slides.
Your Google account. If you go into your Google account, and it'll show all of the things that you share stuff with. Once you take it out of there and you take it out, you're under security, you take it out. Once that's taken out, then the next time you go to access it and say, hey, you need to give permissions again. Yeah, you need access. So that's the way you do everything from your Google account. Whenever you give permissions, you always take away permissions from the Google account. Great question, though. Good question.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Nothing? All right. I'm going to end the tip, and I'm going to do it this way. And spotlight myself. Okay, folks, I'm going to end the tip here. If you're watching this and replay, any questions, just leave comments in the comments. Members and I are going to go continue conversation, because we always do, talking about whatever we want, and you're welcome to do so too. If you're interested in becoming a Tinkering with Tech private community member, go to tinkeringwithtech.net and sign up.